With each new update, Deadlock is feeling more and more like a polished and finished product. It's super fun to play, and many people are saying that it's going to be the next big thing, but the truth is, it's already the next big thing. I mean, just look at the Steam charts. This thing is topping them every single day, even though it's actually been quite a while since the major Six Heroes update that we just got at the start of the year. And so that begs the question, when is this game finally going to come out? What more do they need to do to Deadlock to finally push it into a finished state? Well, that's what I want to talk about in this video. I want to run down the list of things that they still need to do, because there is actually quite a lot of stuff on the agenda, and we can also speculate a little bit about some broader features and really just the scope of the devs' ambitions. But first of all, let's get a few obvious things out of the way. Some characters desperately need some brand new models. I mean, let's look at Viper. She's clipping. She looks terrible. I mean, look at this clipping when she runs. Oh my goodness, it's terrible. This character's ugly. Sorry, Viper fans. I think even you agree, this character, she needs some help. And there are a lot of characters like that too. Yamato is still using her Neon Prime model, which, for those who don't know, Neon Prime was the cyberpunk version of Deadlock that they had in the works long before Deadlock, and they decided to change direction because, well, Neon Prime just wasn't aesthetically pleasing. And you can definitely see that with Yamato. And Grey Talon's also got a little bit of Neon Prime stuff going on. This bow is totally out of place in Deadlock. So that's the first major thing that they need to do, is they need to fix up all of the character models, and there are still plenty to go through. Grey Talon, Viper, Yamato, Viscus needs one too, although I'm a little scared to see what they do with him. But yeah, they need to get that sorted, but it's really only a matter of time and a matter of some effort from the art team. The next thing they need to do is polish up the map, and they have done a ton of that recently. I mean, just look at these new patron rooms. These are phenomenal, and they look incredible compared to how they used to be earlier on in the alpha. But there are a lot of places on the map that could still use some work. You have refurbished areas like this new apothecary and this beautiful new library over here, which looks absolutely stunning. But then you have, whatever this is. It's just a room with white walls and a couple of pipes and nothing else. So clearly the game isn't finished in regards to the map, although the map that we do have right now still is very suitable and it looks nice. Something I really do appreciate about Valve when it comes to Deadlock's development is that even the unfinished stuff still has a baseline level of quality that's just really nice to look at. Unless it's this character. Okay, I'm sorry, I'll stop. Furthermore, I would not be surprised if all of the NPCs that we know and love get some kind of rework, because what even is this thing that we call the mid-boss? This is an alien. This is not some mystical thing. This looks like straight out of Half-Life. This is not... It doesn't really make that much sense if you stop to think about it for just a couple of seconds. And this guy has been looking like this, well, literally since the earliest days of the alpha. Just like Yamato, just like Grey Talon, and just like a bunch of other Neon Prime assets that eventually got reworked. And same goes for these little minions in here. They do honestly fit in a little bit better to the aesthetic of Deadlock than the mid-boss, I would say. But, yeah, would not be shocked if these got reworked. The UI is another part of the game where we have already seen a lot of polish. Just the main menu UI where you load into a match, you select your character, it is gorgeous. And they have done many amazing things here too. Designing new fonts, making everything look prettier and more aesthetic, but they're still obviously working on that. The hero tools over here have been the same since the very start of the game, and they don't look the greatest. And there is also the whole deal of this on the left, where you have a bunch of stats, and it's informative, but it's also messy and very overwhelming for newer players to deal with. And sometimes when you're affected by something temporary, like a cultist sacrifice, it'll just show up. It'll make one of those things permanently highlighted on the left, which again is informative if you're in the know, but if you're not, Yeah, it just adds a bunch of extra stuff on the screen, and visually it looks very different to everything else in the game, so at the very least, even if it's going to stay, it needs a visual overhaul. Furthermore, the build crafting menu really needs some work, and it has for a long time, to be honest. There are still plenty of strange bugs with this. For example, if you move a category and then start, like, editing the name, it'll edit the name of the category that you swapped it with instead, so now I'm editing the name of this category for some reason. That's just strange. And furthermore, this entire area just, I don't know what happened to the colors and the borders and stuff, but there's no clear, like, there's no clear box for you to type in, which can be confusing. But besides that, there's also the issue of additional features for the build crafting area here. For example, being able to see how many people have used your published build, having a like or dislike feature for builds, stuff like that would be really convenient because there's this whole public build sharing tab. It is quite nice, but things can just be even better, and I think that this is going to be a huge area that they overhaul sometime before the game's full release. And then there's the matter of entirely new systems that they need to add to the game that don't necessarily affect the gameplay, but they are still necessary, and I'm kind of looking at one of them right now. Achievements. We don't have any, and we very well should and probably will have achievements down the line. I mean, just based on prior games like Team Fortress 2, Deadlock can definitely have a whole slew of achievements that will be varying levels of difficulty to get, and I imagine as you collect them, this trophy cabinet will fill up. I mean, it just seems like the obvious thing to do. And then there's also the matter of microtransactions and skins, which I actually talked about how they could do monetization in a previous games, so I don't want to yap about it too much in this video, but something we can touch on is how we'll actually access them. I mean, one place you could possibly open up a microtransactions menu is here, because this is kind of a little shop-looking thing. Or something else that could be really fun is using the elevator to go down to an entire shop and having a whole fleshed-out visual marketplace. That would be a really unique way to do it. That gets us away from the menus as much, because, I mean, this hideout already, you know, takes us out of the previous menu system that the game had, and I would really love to see that expanded to the actual in-game shop once we do eventually get skins in this game. I think that would be so fun. There is, however, the much broader scope of the devs' overall grand ambitions for this game. I mean, if you just look at the state this game was in more than a year ago, you would not imagine half of the things we have now. This whole hideout was nowhere to be seen, nor were the grand new patrons, nor were things like the events that got introduced in the recent update that you can go through with characters like Rem and Calico. All of this is completely brand new, and yeah, nobody would have guessed that they would have been added to the game when it was first revealed back in August of 2024. And so, they could add entirely new systems that we couldn't even imagine right now. Some of them could even be experimental systems that don't make it to the final cut of the game. For example, some heroes could possibly have different weapons to choose from that you can select at the start of a game. We saw an equipment tab back when Deadlock had a traditional menu system like what most games have. It's gone now, but it could have just been a place where you would have selected your skins, or it could have been something more, like a place to read about different weapons and select a different weapon for your character. And there's still kind of a remnant of that in the game, where every single weapon has these different tags here, as well as a unique name. And while that could just be for visual flair, it could also be a way to allow characters to have distinct weapons that function differently. Furthermore, we don't know what Valve's plans are in regards to how many characters they want to add, and also potentially how many game modes and maps they want to add. They have been focused on refining the one map we have in Deadlock for the entire duration of this early closed beta, and it is a really good map. It is so much fun to play on. But who says they have to stop at one? They might have plans to add more maps, and maps that are fine-tailored towards entirely different game modes. We have the MOBA game mode. We could also have a whole suite of other game modes, though, like some kind of arena game mode like from Smite, or maybe they could even go more down the hero shooter path. Wouldn't it be funny to see Deadlock characters pushing some kind of payload, or maybe even a siege engine like closed alpha paladins? God. There are a bunch of things that they could draw inspiration from for new game modes. Ultimately, the crazy thing about Deadlock is, even though it is a game that is already competitive with, and in some cases surpassing, popular multiplayer games right now, at least when we look at the player numbers on Steam, the sky is truly the limit for Deadlock, and we might only just be seeing the beginning of this game still, even though right now it is feeling like a super good, finished almost product that has just such a strong core gameplay loop that keeps people hooked, even now almost 2 months after all 6 of the new heroes got added to the game, and that honestly has me just so excited for the future. But that's where I leave it to you. What do you want to see added to Deadlock in the future as this game gets developed? Do you have any crazy, wacky, or zany ideas that you would be interested for the Deadlock devs to try? I would love to hear from you. But with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you've enjoyed, of course, make sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos from me. And also, I live stream right here on YouTube and over on Twitch, so make sure you're following as well for that. I'm trying to grow the streams. It's a very fun time, and you can come on over there and just ask me questions about anything you want, so I would really appreciate that as well. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I will see you all next time. Peace out.